now, the one, the only now, and the only one. I appreciate every single one of you for being here. Thank you for being in a grand rising to everybody. In the final hours, in the final countdown of this particular incarnation and the way that it's been running. Completely different reality we are in now, completely different world, completely different timeline, yeah. And not to confuse ourselves, because with it being such an inward dwelling happening, y'all make sure y'all like the live. Thank you so much for being here. Nicoletta, thank you. Peace, gratitude. Dreamstorm 24, thank you for existing. Of course, here we go. Let's go. Tap the screen, like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to, only if you feel called to. Inbox me if you'd like a copy of my second book, Magic Music Triumph, only if you feel drawn to. Now let's continue. Not to confuse ourselves, because we leave, but it's like, it's hard to say leave, because the veil is so much like gone that you kind of like glide back into this reality, almost like into this waking life of physical reality. Thank you so much. You kind of glide back into it from the dream realm, but rising back to this realm, especially in the new energies that we're in, you're not feeling the same way in regards to the sense of urgency to do what you're usually doing and do what you have to do. The physical world is starting to, in the most literal way, mirror to you. That has always been about your frequency. So everything that you're going to experience is going to be based on that. So the first thing that you're going to start doing as you rise is checking on yourself. You're going to be like, all right, how do I feel? Let me get right. I suggest not sleeping with your phone, because for some reason it's a kind of coping mechanism for the realization of how expansive you really are. Right? Like when you leave the dream realm and you come back to this realm, the first thing we usually do is like look for that coping mechanism, which is the phone. Like, where's my phone? Like, no, slow down. Let's feel organically what's happening. Where did you just come from? What's going on now, right? While you're in your waking state, so you can remember the dreams and what the dream is trying to convey to you, especially for this reality that you're in now. I think that our waking life is surrendering itself to us. It's kind of like, stop looking for me for validation, almost like the physical world is saying. That's what if the physical world could talk, that's what it's saying. It's like, stop looking for me for validation. You're going to eventually get the validation, because that's just the nature of it. I'm mirroring you. That's all I can do is mirror you. But stop running into me, the physical world, to try to find what's happening, to try to figure out if the ascension's actually occurring or if you're actually evolving. You are, right? And this is coming from somebody that is in your external reality, supposedly, right? But I think that's another reason why we come on here, because the sheer magnitude of what we're suggesting about each other is so large that it's like, let me see if there's anybody out there that gets it like I do. Let me see if there's anybody out there that's embodying this process the same way that I am. If there's somebody out there that's embodying this the way that I am, I need to, one, connect with them, and two, eventually meet them, right? And gather in some type of way. And I think we're getting close to that. I watched a video last night, which was really, really beautiful. You just woke up recently, fam. I'm the creator of the universe. I woke up just now. We all just woke up just now, didn't we? There's only the now. But if we're talking linearly, no. I woke up when I was 22 years old. I'm 35. I wrote this book when I was 26 years old. Earth years, but it's all the now. We all figure it out that it was now. It was never some other time that we woke up, right? It was right here. I guess people have more linear time on, like I got more linear time than some people in regards to remembering. But ultimately, we all figure it out in the now. Even if your now was 12 years ago, 13 years ago, right? And make sure y'all like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to, only if you feel cool to. Cat Force 247, thank you so much. Cats 247, thank you for the gifts. It means the absolute world. Hey, y'all follow suit. If you feel called to gift, you can gift. But do the free stuff if you don't have the monetary means to support that way. You could like the live, share the live, and give gifts only if you feel called to. Let's continue. So there was a video that I was watching, and it was beautiful. It said, what did it say? I had a little brain fart just now. Oh man, I forgot. Where did it go? It was like right there. Like, yeah. Where was I going here? Let me see if I can get a quick reminder. What that video said. It was so brilliant. Oh, it's gonna bug me now. Man. Kinda threw me off there. You kinda threw me off there. But it's all good. We'll continue. But it's gonna come back to me. It's gonna dawn back on me. Waking up in the now. Ask an actual question that will allow me to answer it. Waking up in the now. What do you mean? What do you mean? Y'all give me a second. Those who stay, stay. Those who don't, won't. Oh, that thing was right there. Oh, waking up in the now. No, that was somebody asked a question about. Right. Anyway, let's continue. It was a good way to go because it was basically describing from what I'm feeling from it. I don't quite remember it, but from what I'm feeling from it, less stress in a way for some reason. But let's continue. What I've been gathering recently, thank you so much, Dreamy Storm. Thank you. From what I'm gathering right now is we all are, but I have to speak to you individually because it's your reality. So from your vantage point, if you are the level that I think you're at, if you're here, then you must be. You're allowing yourself to actually feel and experience that the light of the world turns on when you turn on. So this is the greatest of all the secrets that have been hidden from you by versions of you that wish to suppress you. If this is the Truman Show, you are Truman, but it's not like these other humans that, like, you have tremendous power is my point. Truman was just a human being who was just taken from the human third dimensional world and put into an environment. Yeah, the Truman Show references are great, but they don't leave enough room for the spiritual references that you have to overlay on top of that story. Because again, Truman was just a human. He was a human that was taken from birth and then just put into this environment. We are souls that incarnate into this environment, right? Who actually create this environment. If you're at the level I think you're at, then you're ready for this information, which is that in the most literal way, you built this universe. Yeah. You built this universe and populated it with reflections of yourself to play all the linear games, whether it be extraterrestrial, human, this, that, all of those games that have been playing out. The hardest of all the games has been the earth game in the third dimension of reality, of physicality, where we had the memory wipe or the forgetfulness or the program running rampant. You as a creator, as a universe builder, as a system buster, as you go into these particular realities, into these particular systems, and you restore order, you restore balance. Not in the way that you think, though. Not in the hell no, we won't go cardboard box New York City way, but more so in a remembering. All you really had to do was remember who you were. All you really had to do was uncover the ideas that would lead you to your soul. And in that, soul takes complete control. Do you think that the politicians are more powerful than soul, than consciousness? No. Do you think that these ideas of society and how society is being ran is more powerful than consciousness? More powerful than soul? Of course not. So this is why these structures and realities are giving way to soul. They have to. They're giving way. They're like, oh, let me move out the way of the soul. Soul's back on earth. Let me let me get out of here. There's been glimpses of the soul through many different versions of these different bodies. But the way that soul, God, source is embodying itself in the now has been prophesied for a very long time, because it's a fullness. It's a source programmer is back on the planet, fully taking control. But I was going somewhere with this. Where I was going is that this being that I'm speaking about is listening to me right now. There's no separate being from that idea that I just put out. It's you, is the point. And you're starting to uncover this. So the amount of effort that you were putting into your life in regards to struggle and strain and strife, those were all cyclical patterns of a version of you that didn't remember its fullness. Okay, let me repeat that for you. The cycles of struggle, strife, fear, that whole thing, that was a cyclical pattern of a version of you that didn't remember who they were. Now you remember who you are. So you started to begin going through these same cycles, but as the new you, as the you who remembers. And as you do that, you alchemize each one of these situations by not being overly emotional or fear-based or whatever lower emotions that would come up. And you don't react to them, because in reacting to them, you fall back down into the frequency of forgetting who you are. So that's why you go through these different cycles. And as you go through these cycles of highs and lows, having money, not having money, makeup, breakup, remembering, forgetting, those cycles that you continuously were going through are now broken, because the new you, the soul you, has went back into these cycles where you didn't remember, and it remembers. So now it's walking around the city and spreading love. Now it's doing the thing. You're doing the music, you're dancing, you're singing, you're praying, you're meditating, you're contemplating. You're dealing with the human beings that are in your life as the soul and not the human, right? You're dealing with them as the soul, not the fuck that human that be like, get upset and mad and jealous and angry at other versions of you that are displaying themselves however they are. More than likely they're being assholes, or they're being jealous, or they're being anxious, or whatever they're doing. It's fine. Their soul chose that. But your soul chose to wake up to that. And as they still go through those lessons, they act as teachers for you to move in the way that a soul would move. Does it make sense? So everybody's job is valid. Peace, gratitude. Thank you. Peace, Rachel. Yes. So, and also, Rachel, I'm going to be, like I told you, I'll be doing the research on sending that book to England. It's going to be, not going to be hard, but it might be a little more pricey, to be honest with you, because if I have to send the book internationally, it's gonna be a bit. And if anybody does want a copy of my second book, Magic Music Triumph, please inbox me if you want a one-on-one session. They're booking up. So if you guys do feel called to book a one-on-one session, please inbox me as soon as possible. Cosmic Junkie, thank you so much for existing. How could you not? I appreciate you. Let's continue. Here we go. Inbox me, please, Sun Goddess. Inbox me so I can put you on the list and I can send them out. I still got about, I think, maybe 6 books left. I sold the rest, but I have about 6 books left. So if anybody wants a book, please let me know before they go. And then I have to order them again, and so on and so forth. But then I could pre-order them and you'll be good. But let's continue. Here we go. So what's happening to you now is the you that has uncovered soul, the real you, the God you, the higher self, has embodied itself into the body, correct? Okay, cool. Since it's done that, now you're going back into the old cycles. Don't be mad. Don't be mad that you're seeing yourself in the same cycles. The reason why you're seeing yourself in the same cycles is so that you prove to the cycle and prove to yourself that you are the soul, that you're back. So you might encounter friends, families, acquaintances, enemies that you might have encountered in the unaware version of you, right? When you encounter them, now you interact with them as soul. You're not arguing. You're not fighting. You're not proving yourself. You're not overextending yourself. You're not doing too much. You're just being. Yeah. And in the being, you snap old cycles that you used to see. Each cycle is designed to see how you would react. Why? Because you are life itself. Life is a mirror of you. The situation, circumstances, events, and people, including me, are only mirrors testifying who you are, who you believe yourself to be. So when you emerge from the cycles in the forgetful way, right? You were in cycles within life, but you didn't remember. Now you remember and you enter back into those cycles, people, places, circumstances, boyfriend, girlfriend, relationships, all types of things. But now you're poised. You're at peace. You're reading them. You're feeling them. You're sensing them. You know their intentions. You know that they might be trying to get you to feel something or not, right? Sometimes we overdo, right, this concept that people are after us. So it's a balance, because there's times, like I've learned within my cycles, that people would converse with me. And since I'm so hyper focused on someone's trying to steal my energy, it wouldn't even be like that. It'd be like they're just trying to talk to me or just trying to put me on game. And then I would have to like reflect, like, damn, like, do I have like an enemy complex? Do I have like a complex to where I think that everything's after me, right? So there's going to be things that you're going to uncover in your mind while protecting yourself. Like sometimes you're uncovering this precious part of you that's like a child, but it's like expanded, like God being child. And like sometimes you get overprotective of that version of yourself because you've been wounded so much by the world. So you know that the world, how the world is, you know how people are. And since you know that and you've uncovered this version of yourself that you want to protect so badly, sometimes you become overprotective and you don't allow people in, right? Wow. And I know that I'm talking to myself, and that's kind of like how I've been. I've been so overly protective of my energy and overly protective of my life that it's hard for me to let people in. Yes, I didn't want to go anywhere. And that's definitely going to happen. Like in the beginning of it, is going to be and even right now, because we are in a moment where we're realizing, literally, like I said, this is you. This is you when you meditate. This is you when you open your eyes. Meditate, open your eyes. Meditate, right? What I mean by that is the light of the world leaves when you go within, because you are the light of the world in the most literal way, right? And I'm not talking about figuratively. I'm talking about literally. When you shut the senses down that confuse you. You shut the senses down that give you the sense that there's something other than you. There's nothing really other than you. So if life itself is a projection of your mind and your senses are giving you that environment to experience separation, when you shut those senses down, you shut the world down. That's why meditation is so important. And that's why the more the collective meditates, the more the so-called physical reality morphs, molds, moves, and changes in many different ways, including political, financial, the whole 9 yards. You're watching it. You're watching it. You're watching it. What are you watching? You're watching your inner world come to fruition. You're watching your contemplations and revelations materialize. Why aren't you dancing? Why aren't you singing? Why aren't you ecstatic? Because you still have this fight mode that's playing in you, yeah? The fight mode of, okay, things seem great and my manifestations are coming, but I still gotta be on guard because something might come out the blue. That's what you're feeling. But I wanna offer you a new perspective. What if you did it already? What if you transmuted everything? What if you are actually safe? What if you are actually home? Yeah. I think you are. I think we all are. And I think we still have that fight mode that's still playing in our realities that make us feel like something's coming, right? But you've done much work. And I'm sure you have. If you're on here, you've been doing a lot of inner work. You've been following the portals and you've been doing it. I think we become so obsessive. And I'm talking to myself. We become so obsessive with ascending, with, at least I do, because it's just my life, y'all. We become so obsessive with the ascension process, with the soul's recognition of itself while we're here, that We forget to have fun. Yeah. We forget to enjoy the experience that we're having. Yeah. Overprotective, heavy on overprotective. We become overprotective of ourselves. Here we go. I tell myself that I am safe all the time, as you should. And that's another way that we were talking about earlier about regulating our nervous system, correct? Like, we have to speak that life into us, speak it into us, like, all is well, I am safe, even if this isn't your final destination. I've learned and this is a revelation that's come to me, I've learned that if my immediate circumstance isn't where I want to be, my body is always fleeing. It's ready to go, right? And it might not even be in a fear-based way. It's more so in a way of like, I don't feel comfortable or safe in this particular environment, so I'm always ready to go, right? Like, especially if the environment that you're in, you don't feel safe in it. And yet we create all of these environments, right? But yet we create. So if you create all of these different environments, then the environment you find yourself in is one of them that you've created. Your creator, your God, you created it. So even if it's uncomfortable, you have to speak life into yourself. If it's super like dangerous, then it's like, all right, get up out of there. But if it's something that you can bear with, okay, I created this moment, let me relax, and then I'll make the proper intentions that will move things around so that I can leave this particular situation. But here's the crux of what's happening within our lives, right? Okay. Yeah, make sure y'all inbox me if you want one of these books. If you'd like a one-on-one session with yours truly, please inbox me. I had a one-on-one session yesterday, I want to say. The days are just weird, but I had a one-on-one session yesterday, which was absolutely beautiful. Y'all make sure y'all book y'all one-on-one sessions as soon as possible. You can inbox me. It's one of the only times that I answer my inbox, but you know how energy is. But let's go. Man, what a time. What a time. Okay. What a time, y'all. What a time. Your job is, I know I'm jumping, but be creative, right? I'm going to explain to you why it's so important to be creative. Even this is creative for me. This is the way I'm able to express my energy. Express your energy is the main point. Why? Because as potent as you're becoming, because you're going within so deeply that you're uncovering that you are the light, right? You're the light. So if you are the light of the world in the most literal way, all cameras are focused on you. What? Yeah, no, seriously. The cameras of existence, of life, including the government. I'm trying to get y'all to understand something, right? As soon as you were born, as soon as you came to this realm, they knew who you were. We were prophesized. This soul group, think about it. All these biblical texts, all these ancient texts have been prophesizing the time we're in. So you better know that when you were born, it was known that you came. It was known that you came. This is the time that was prophesized. So if that's the case, all the prophets and seers and magicians and multidimensional geniuses would have incarnated at this time. We're back. And that was the point. So it was already known that you were here. So you were being monitored the entire time. That's why it probably feels like you're being watched all the time, and like it kind of feels like you're like looking over your shoulder. Well, you are, but you are an untouchable, right? Yes, there's things that get put into your reality that hinder your growth, but it also helps you grow, right? So anything that's for your detriment you end up alchemizing it, and it becomes brilliant. What do I mean? The governments of the world, these three-letter agencies, all of these beings know who you are. I don't say that in a fear-based way. I say that in a your God way. I say that in a you are literally God way, not in a I might be something special. I might be no. I'm saying that you're the light of the world, and that the entire fucking reality, including different versions of the reality, are looking in on the awakening of God on earth through you. That's the point. So it would stand to reason that these so-called governments knew. They already knew. They already knew. They were like, that's why sometimes you'll feel like an attack on your finances. You'll feel like these different types of projections in your reality, even when things seem to be going amazing. Like, things are going great. Why the fuck? You know what I mean? it's they still have a little bit of access to you in a way. But now they're like, we gotta leave them alone, because the Most High itself, if the Most High has a plan for Earth and the Most High has embodied itself through me and is expressing it through me, then anything that's within the framework of my creation must bow down. Not in a slave way, not in a get on your knees way. I'm talking about systems. Systems that have been running for thousands of years must bend the knee and bow down to the source. It's game over. This is why things are being destroyed. This is why things are in decay and decline. Because the dreamer has realized that it's in a dream. Who's the dreamer? You. You. So, this is your daily rising dose of remembering who the fuck you are as you go about your day, as you live, as you create. As I go back to the creation, because I skipped that. Creating is very important, because as you create, you're focusing the mind. A mind that would go fucking haywire if it was really focused on the destruction of the world, the destruction of that old dimension. So what you need to be doing is in your creation mode. I don't know if you do music. I don't know if you're a photographer, if you're a dancer, if you're a builder. I don't know what you are. Whatever it is that you are, you must use that source-based energy and create with it, build with it, grow with it, so that you can literally be in your own universe, so that as the third dimension tries to close in on everyone, it tries to like pull everyone back in. Oh, this person got pew-pewed, or this disease, or this war, or this, that. It's going to get louder. It's only going to get louder. And you have to get quieter. Inwardly. This is not to say that you're not going to express yourself like I'm talking, but you have to get quieter. What happened? Oh, okay, yeah, I heard about that. Did you hear about? Yeah, I heard about that. But I will not be emotionally charged by it. Not to say that I don't have any feelings. Not to say that I don't feel for it. But if I do remember, we are all souls and have chose the roles that we've chose, including the person that might be hurt, including the person that might be at war, including myself that might have a this or a that or a this or that, whatever the fuck that I don't want you to feel bad for, because I chose it. I don't want you feeling bad for me. Why? I don't want you feeling bad for me because I am a sovereign being, a sovereign soul being. I'm not my body. I'm a sovereign soul being that chose this path. And this version of you is absolutely unstoppable. Perseverance, unwavering perseverance, unwavering faith, unwavering will never stop. Even when, because again, I wrote this book when I was 26 years old. I wrote my first book when I was 24 years old. No one really cared. I had people that was in my small sphere that purchased it and supported. But I've been doing this for years. Not for reward. That's crazy how you said that. Nursery cook with beautiful little soul, so rewarding. That you said rewarding in my mind. It said reward. But I was doing this without any reward. What's my point? My point is that I truly believed that God was speaking through me. I truly believed that I was one with Source. That's that's how I lived my life. I didn't care that other people didn't. Who are other people other than reflections of me? Once I truly believe within myself that this is what it is, they will be materialized and manifested in my world as someone who believes. Because without the aid of man, you shall fulfill all that you will fulfill. Although man will aid you, or woman will aid you, correct? Human beings are only testaments of what you believe about yourself. So in my early days when I first rose to consciousness, they didn't believe. They didn't believe me because I didn't truly fully believe yet. But once I started to really believe in myself and I went back out into my environment and I acted as the new me, the real me. At first they crucified me. It's all symbolic. They judged me. They called me the devil. They called me, you fucking blasphemy and all that stuff that happens when you first rise and you go back out in the matrix. Went through that already. So now that I went through that, yeah, I've blazed the trail, so to speak, the same way other versions of us have blazed the trail for us to realize that we're one with God. I believe peace is close. Stay safe and well, sir. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you for existing, James Wood. Peace is now and forever. As you carry the torch of peace, especially in these times, individually, you ward off any spirits, any energies that are attempting to fuck with that peace. Because the cosmic ones are back. We're not playing play no more, right? You too, thank you so much for being here. It means the absolute world. It really, really does, right? As you carry that remembrance, that torch of peace, you light the way, my friends. You light the way. Darkness isn't, darkness. Darkness is simply a veil. Darkness is simply an idea, a perception that is being held by multiple human beings at once. And then they all vibrate, resonate, and telepathically communicate in that frequency. So when there's an overlay of a higher reality and we, like you and I, jump out of that other perspective and we hop into the higher perspective, we create our own telepathic networks where we're communicating telepathically, where we're sending each other signs and symbols and ideas and synchronicities about what this is and then talk about it. But the thing is that that lower telepathic communication that the other humans have, we can connect to that as well and hear their cries. But it's harder for them to connect to what we got going on because we've done the work and raised our vibration. So we are actually embodying our multidimensional facets as opposed to them being stuck almost in their third dimensional perspective or lower fourth dimensional perspective. Yeah. So we have full range of all the aspects of ourselves. So I can lower my dimensional frequency to go talk to somebody about something in a lower nature. I can be in that energy. But as soon as you start talking about quantum physics or spiritual matters with someone who's of a lower vibration, they cannot take it. They don't want to even hear you. And it's getting to a point as well where it's the same for you, where you hear lower vibratory conversations. You're like, I can't take this. I don't even, it's resonance. It's not right or wrong, good or bad. It's just that I don't resonate with that no more. And they don't resonate with this higher information. It's resonance, it's vibrations, it's energies. It's north and south on the magnetics. It doesn't repels. But you do have the ability, since you emerged from that reality, you have the ability to hear them, perceive them, and understand what they're saying. When you start speaking about, when it's flipped though, and you start speaking about the spiritual matters, they do not have any fucking clue what you're talking about. They're like, what? I create reality. No, reality's just here. Well, no, reality's not just here. Reality, especially in the way that it's showing up for us, requires a conscious participant. It requires a participant to run. We are the participants that are making it run. And again, there are versions of us that know this fact and they've known it. But I need y'all to understand this as well, is that when we talk about the elites and we talk about the politicians and we talk about all these beings, we populated this world with them. We populated the world with a villainous figure. It wouldn't make sense otherwise, right? Life wouldn't be a movie if you didn't have a protagonist. There would be no movie of life without a villain. Come on, y'all. There would be nothing to emerge from without first emerging from something. So instead of us bashing the politicians, and they're getting this is what they signed up for. So they're getting energetically exactly whatever they put out. You don't got to trip on that. It's going to happen naturally. It's natural. Right? Energy out, energy back. It's simple. Once they put that energy out, now it's coming home to roost. They'll learn their lessons from it. However, the universe chops it up. They'll get sent back to the ethers or whatever happens for them. Right? But that's not your job to even worry about that. Y'all make sure y'all tap the screen, like the live, share the live. Give gifts if you feel called to, only if you feel called to. If you want to support me directly, you can. You can hit the PP. I don't want to say it out loud, but it's a money processing unit that we use as humans. That if I say the name, they'll flag me. But I think you guys know what PP stands for. This is my PP. If you guys want to support me directly. Oh, no, that's not it. Please don't. This is it. If anybody wants to support me directly, only if you feel called to. If you don't have the monetary means to support via PayPal, I'll separate it and try to make it better. You can just like the live and share the live and give gifts if you feel called to, and listen to this version of yourself that is just simply trying to remind you that the game is over. If you want to copy the book, please inbox me so that I can go to the post office and send those out. If you are abroad, if you are like in another country, I got to do my research on how much it'll cost to send the book abroad. So it might be a higher price for anybody that wants the book, that wants to get it sent to you. Also, my next live will be subscriber only live. I have to do something for my subscribers because they've been subscribed and they show love and things like that. So if you do want to become a subscriber, hit the subscription button at the bottom if you feel called to, only if you feel called to. I appreciate every single one of you. Let's continue. Now, where I left off at. Well, I want to go back to those cyclical patterns, and as we talk about the cyclical patterns, and you re-emerging in those patterns as the new you. That's really the point of all of this, is that there was a version of you that didn't remember. That version of you that had no idea what the fuck was going on, was just living life. It had intuition and you had ESP, but you didn't have full memory of your soul. You didn't have full memory of all the realities that you've visited and been to and created and built, including the one you find yourself in. But this is the point, right? The point is that you become the God self, you become the soul self, and you go back into the old patterns. And then from the old patterns, you create new ones. How? If we create reality, in our previous incarnation, meaning from birth till now, was a creation of our subconscious that we built. We wanted to get into a reality that we could simulate forgetfulness, simulate powerlessness, simulate it. So that was birth till now. We simulated powerlessness in that energy, correct? Okay, now you woke up, okay? Consciousness, you woke up, you had revelations, you read the books, you watched the videos, you woke up. Okay? Okay. So now you go back into those cycles again. But you don't go back into those cycles with the mindset that something's happening to you. You go back realizing, oh, this is what I built. I built these people, family, friends, acquaintances, dramas. I built that to simulate forgetfulness, to simulate powerlessness. So it's kind of like you're walking around an old movie set that you already filmed the movie to. The movie's already really done. But you're going around this old movie set, and the people are still there. The actors are still there. They're still populated. But it doesn't mean the same thing that it did to you before. And you don't mean to them the same thing. You might mean more to them, or you might mean nothing anymore to them. But the point of it is to go within that old cycle and be the new you. And as things pop up in your reality that used to trigger you, you're at peace. Oh, I remember this movie. What is that doing? That is literally ending the cycle. Because the only reason why the cycle kept going is because thoughts create reality, emotions create reality, imagination creates reality, and you've been thinking, feeling, and imagining that that's the real world. That's the real you. That's how you thought when you were in your sleep state. Now you remember, so you're imagining it as something else. You don't see it as I'm stuck here and this is my only life and this is my. You don't see it like that no more. You see it as, oh, this is my cycle, this is my pattern. Let me think differently. Let me feel differently. When I have experiences with people that used to trigger me, they won't anymore. When I have experiences, when I lose money, I won't be triggered anymore. I know it's coming back. I am money. I am life. Oh, what happened? Okay, peace to that. Much love. I get it. It's a simulation, right? From there, you, even in the act of you doing that, you're setting a blueprint and a foundation for the new cycle that you'll emerge into, right? And then that's when new people start to come into your life, right? That's when new ideas start to come into your life, new talents, new gifts, new magic, because you've allowed your soul to release the burdens of the simulation when you were simulating forgetfulness. Now that and even me saying this now, it's giving me this, I'm so proud of myself because I see it, right? I see it. I see the props and the reality that I built to simulate my forgetfulness. But now I'm in my remembrance. So it's like, this is why my reality is manifesting the way that it is. Prosperity, abundance, joy, peace, helping people. I don't know, right? Helping people. Like, that's a part of my mission. Books and music and like, the path is a solitary one because while you're on the path, most people don't get the path that you're on. And since they don't get it, you have to lean on yourself. You have to lean on your spirits. You have to lean on nature. You have to lean on the most of the time, intangible things that you can't see, spirits. And as you do that and you're being ignored, you're creating. So I created, again, like I said, I created this when no one cared, wrote books when no one cared, made music when no one cared. I continued to do it. And then when I changed the conception of myself, grounded the knowledge that I'm one with Source, that frequency needed some time, first and foremost, for the physical reality to catch up with that idea. And that's what happened. Tap the screen, like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. Only if you feel called to. I appreciate every single one of you as if you are me. Because you are me, again. Right. Okay, so even as we sit, right, when you sit, like even that moment right there where I was in my silence and I allowed my silence to just be, we are shedding energetic codes that lead us to believe that there's a future that we have to run to. There's things that we could do. There's steps that we could take. Thank you, Amister, so much. Your book has been sent to everybody that bought a book, that purchased the book. Your book has been sent, and it's on its way, signed, sealed, and delivered. So y'all can look forward to that coming in. Again, I wrote this when I was 26, but as you read it, it's going to be like, what, 26? Yeah, it's always the now. So the information is very much so relevant. Lock in with me, if you will. Will you? Of course you will. Yeah. Yeah, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. I'm so excited for y'all to get these books, man. Seriously. As I was traveling, right? So, like, again, I was gone for like 6 or 7 months from the States, so I wasn't really able to really do my thing. Sell my books, sign them for you, right? Create events, and I'm going to have an event very, very soon. I've just been getting my multi-dimensional energy back, really, like meditating every day, like every day, every single day, like almost damn near all day, it feels like, because the concept and idea that I am God is more than a concept and an idea. And what that implies is huge. And the vigilance, power, and perseverance that one needs on this path is not for the weak. It's not for those that are highly addicted to the physical reality. It's not for those that can't dream anymore. If you can't dream anymore, if you can't imagine anymore, it's going to be hard for you to be a builder in this new reality, because this reality is based on imaginative happenings. I'm not talking about sticks and stones anymore. I'm talking about quantum realities that are being affected by the human beings in a conscious way now, not unconsciously. We had a set of parameters built within this reality so that we wouldn't be able to fully affect quantum realities in a way that would fuck up space-time, so to speak. But now we are consciously communicating with the energy that makes matter what it is. If you're doing that deeply enough, then you are a walking portal. You are a walking time machine. You are a walking materializer. You are more than what you look in the mirror and look at. You are way more than that. That's the fucking distraction. That's the illusion. You look in the mirror and you see this and you see this and you see this. You might look at me and you see this and you see, oh, he's handsome. Who gives a shit if I'm handsome? That's not what I am. I am a walking portal, right? A living library. ChatGPT. But the original intelligence, right? That's what we are. And it's not to say you're not going to have experiences. I'm just saying there's going to be moments where you're so expansive that you're not going to care about none of that. Like, don't get me wrong. I like having human experiences as well. I like to eat here and there, right? I like to, do the thing. I like to have sex, right? Like, I like that too. But my mission is far greater than that. And it's not to say that it's not to say that I won't experience that. I will. But that's not the end all be all. Like, it's nice to be what people regard as attractive, or it's nice to have those experiences. It's nice to have chosen this body that the humans see as whatever. And that comes with benefits. It does. I'm not gonna lie. People tend to listen to me longer. I think that's why I chose this body. People tend to listen longer since I'm appealing visually. But that was the source. The source is smart. The source was like, yeah, let me jump into this one, because the humans are very vain and they're very visual. So if they see that this dude is handsome, they'll listen a little longer, and then I can sneak in and snatch him back and bring him back to consciousness. And it'll extend far beyond him being attractive. They'll realize, like, oh, fuck, I tricked myself. My highest version of me used this fucking guy that I find to be whatever, so that I can listen a little longer, so that I can actually get the message. So it is. I'll be like that with myself. Like I'm a highly sexual person, right? Very sexual person. So my soul knows that. My soul knows that I'm vain. My soul knows that I have vanity. Like, I love women. Oh, he loves women. Yeah, okay, bet. Let's put some beautiful, earthy women on his timeline. Because we don't give a shit if he's horny or not. We don't care if you're horny. It has nothing to do with that. But since you are a horny person, yeah, we sense that. Cool. Let me put some beauty in front of you, but beauty with a message that you can't even ignore, that the beauty just goes away. You end up just not even looking at them and just hearing them. Because we're vain, we're humans, we have vanity in us. We like sexual pleasures and we like to look at people. Eye candy, there's nothing wrong with that. But our soul is beyond that and knows that, so it uses that to its advantage, especially now. But it also used that to its advantage when we were sleeping. Oh, shit. It used our vanity. Oh, this just came through. This is a nice one. The soul used our vanity, especially when we were sleeping, because we were very visual, right? We took everything at face value. If she's fire, I want to marry her. Just because she's fire? Just because she's fire? Tweaking. Okay, so let me use that insane mentality to give you some karmic lessons. Yeah, maybe you'll see past surface appearance one day. This is how it works. I'm so serious. It's like our senses are the very things that taught us the lessons. Our sense of separation is the very sense that taught us that we should not judge a book by its cover. We should go deep within ourselves, and we should go deep within other people. Yeah. It's fucking amazing. Yeah, make sure y'all like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to, only if you feel called to. Our looks change, right? Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm a 35-year-old man. I don't have one gray, right? But besides the past couple of days, because I don't like this, but human stuff. I broke out a couple of days ago, and it's just healing now. Like, I broke out crazy. And I'm like, oh, because I never break out, but either way. Skin clear. I don't look 35. At least I don't think I look 35. When I talk to people, they're like, 35. You know, so we're aging backwards. And I actually seen a video yesterday talking about this, but I already intuitively felt that we are aging backwards. And a lot of us that lean on spirit, a lot of us that lean on consciousness, you can see the consciousness flowing through us, not only in our expression and the way that we express ourselves, but in the looks, in the visual, you know what I'm saying, in the vitality, the energy, like I got, you know what I mean? And yeah, like we're not time-based beings. The only reason why human beings aged in a biological time, linear time way is because it was a natural thing for that being in that environment that wasn't fully connected to the ethers and soul, like fully consciously. Like we were still playing the game of eat and drink and die and live and all that. Now we're in a reality where we're really breathing in the ethers, really pulling in consciously energies from realms that can keep the body running for fucking eons, right? Like, and we're also transmuting the body into a crystalline structure that can house information at a higher rate, right? Like a literal data center almost, the body is becoming like infinite data. I fucking love this shit. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for being here. It means the world. Y'all make sure y'all like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. If you'd like a copy of my book, please inbox me. There's only about 6 left. So the first 6 people will be sent a copy of the book today. If you don't have the funds for it and you'd like for me to put it to the side for you, I can do that, but only for like one person. So the first person to ask me to put it to the side for them, I will, but there will still be a monetary compensation as a necessity for these books because it's what I do. It's my career. It's what I do. If you want a one-on-one session, the most important of all of them is the one-on-one sessions because I'm actually using my energy to speak directly to you. And at the same time, the book is $25, especially if you're in the United States. If you're in the United States, the books are $25. If you want a one-on-one session, the session is an hour long, either a guided meditation, me listening to you rant. If you'd like to rant, you can pick my brain, ask me questions about the nature of reality, quantum physics, Web3, blockchain, crypto, whatever it is that you'd like to talk about. If you guys don't know, I am proficient in that realm of Web3, of cryptocurrency and all that good stuff. It's all part of the illusion, but it's nice to know, and I'm in it. Peace. I'm a ranter, I bet. I bet. You sent me $50, I think. Now, the book is $25, right? So that other 25, I'm trying to figure out what that was for. And something kept trying to give me that. But now that I see your mind, I'm talking to you, Amethyst. I believe you sent me $50, and the book is 25. I only sent you one book, so I don't know if that extra 25 was. I don't know what it was for, right? Maybe it's for gas for me to come check you in the flesh, maybe, right? Could be that, huh? That's funny. My aura, my aura, my aura. Thank you so much. You're a fucking jewel, for real, for real. But no, I'm definitely gonna come check you for real. Seriously, we're in New York. It's like what? There's absolutely no reason why we're not in the same. We're on the same level of vibration and not meeting with each other. S5, peace, God. This is my brother S5. Like he's in my incarnation. Like he can actually touch me in this realm. Very rare that a human can touch me. Here we go. Like the live, share the live. But that's for S5. That's my brother. Love him. He be trying to get his energy off. We've been tricked. We always been that for sure. But the trick is over. We know it now. Now we sitting in it. Here we go. Y'all make sure y'all like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. Only if you feel called to. If you want to support me directly, as I said, all the links for everything Moon Man T is in my bio. Only if you feel called to. If you want to support me directly on my journey so I can continue to talk to the collective the way that I do, you can hit the PP, pay, pal. Let's put it together like that because you know how they do. They like to block you. from saying these things. Now, stop. I made a video 2 days ago talking about the attempts. It's not really, it's nothing, it's not like, it's just you, right? When I say this, listen, the Charlie Kirk thing, you feel what I'm saying? The Charlie Kirk thing, everything in the physical reality that is occurring within the story of humanity, like the human story that's happening. That entire story is running its course. It's supposed to run its course. It's supposed to. Listen, you being, I'm not saying you're above it, but you are. You being above it, looking in on it as still enthralled in it with a body, your job is to not be reactive. That's your job. If a movie is ending and you're watching the movie end, you know it's a movie though. You emerge from it as not only the character, but the creator of it. Right? So now that it's ending, you don't go on line and fucking Charlie Kirk, what the fuck are you doing? What's going on? You could feel, it's okay to feel, but to be emotionally enthralled in the end of the movie is giving credence to the movie when the movie was an illusion the whole time. The movie was an illusion of your mind. So you, whoa, slow down, bud. Did you remember or not? Like, this is the point. Every time, lock in, every time we get into a breakthrough or breaking a cycle, when you're about to break a cycle and your consciousness is about to expand, the lower level of that consciousness is still the same consciousness, but the lower level of that consciousness will fight to keep you there, right? So this is where you see events and certain shit happening within the physical reality, right? Y'all give me 1 second. I got some stuff going on here. Thought y'all was gonna dip out. Oh, they out. Now they doing some renovations where I'm at. So they had to like paint the room. So I'm about to sit in the Whippington. It's so chilly today, man. And I gotta do human stuff, you know what I'm saying? Wash clothes, you know, you gotta do human stuff. Peace, 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 gratitude, God. Ooh, yeah. Peace, 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 gratitude, God. Ooh, yeah. I like to have real cosmic beings in the building because it just, you know, it just solidifies the vibration. And as I told y'all before, we built all this shit is portal, right? So my life is a portal in itself. It's a portal in itself. So when you guys come in here, we're co-creating this portal. We're co-creating and bringing in, you have no fucking clue. You have no clue what we're bringing into this fucking realm simply by having these types of conversations and bringing in, you have no fucking clue. You have no clue what we're bringing into this fucking realm simply by having these types of conversations, the types of people that come in, right? These are real life God entities, like that remember, not like, oh, law of attraction. No. I'm talking about beings that are converse with these different thought forms. They converse with these different realities. They bring them forth. They meditate them in. They ward some of them off. They're blocking some of them. We act as security. We act as change agents, system busters. Like, we are wildin'. Like, that's why I said it takes a tremendous amount of energy to be on this process. It takes a tremendous amount of energy. Not no 9 to 5. No offense to anybody that does a 9 to 5. That's tiring. Ain't nothing more tiring than transmuting the energy of the collective. There's nothing consciously. There's nothing more tiring than transmuting your own incarnation. And then let alone trying to do it on behalf of the collective. And then at the same time, trying to be active in the dimension that you find yourself in, right? There's nothing more tiring than that. So if you are on this journey, if you're a meditator, if you're a contemplator, if you're a builder, if you're a grower, somebody that goes within and does the work, introspective, you are the most powerful son of a bitch in existence, and you deserve the rest that is on its way. You deserve the luxury that's on its way. You deserve the majesty that's on its way. It's not coming in the form you think. Every time we think about abundance, we immediately go into a mansion or this. It's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like at all, right? It's a divine abundance. If it is that, it's going to be that. But the point is that whatever you think you need can no longer resist you. Peace, goddess, gratitude. It can't resist you no more. Here we go. No longer can it resist you, whatever it is that you need, like, want, need, I don't fucking know. I don't know what it's you. It can no longer resist you, one. And when you were at a particular vibration, there were versions of you, entities, energies that have their own shit going on that needed to keep you back. But at the vibration you were at, you were accessible. You were a lot more accessible. So they can throw wrenches in your finances. They can throw wrenches in your situations. They can do... it happens. You're that powerful. You're that monitored. But you've risen... You've raised your vibration to such a fucking degree now that not even that can work anymore. You're free is my point. You're free. You're free from any monitoring spirits. You're free from any fucking anything. You're free. You're free. It may not look like it. It may not even feel like it at first. But that's because your nervous system and your body is still looking for a fight. It's so used to the lack of security. It's so used to the fear. It's used to it. So you're trying to get your body used to peace, used to abundance, used to synchronicity, used to magic. You're trying to get your body used to that because it still feels a nervousness. And when you feel nervous in that way, you do create a feedback loop that gives you more of that nervousness. Thank you so much. Peace, goddess. Right? You create a feedback loop of being nervous in that way. Right? Y'all make sure y'all like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to, only if you feel called to. All right, now, I want to talk about, being with people on your level. It's a necessity right now, right? So, right now the energy is extremely. Right now the energy's high. Energy's always high. I know it is, but right now the energy's high, and if you're not using your energy, I'm gonna tie it all in. If you're not using your energy for creativity, if you're not using your energy to flow and things like that, if you are engaging in sexual act for creativity, if you're not using your energy to flow and things like that, if you are engaging in sexual activities, okay? If you're engaging as a man right now, I wouldn't. But if you are, right, it has to be with somebody on the same level of vibration. I don't know if I got choppy. I don't know what happened just now, but my service went a little wacky. But if you didn't hear me, I'm going to repeat myself. If you are engaging with sexual activities, make sure it is with somebody that is on your vibrational level, period. Full stop, end of story. It has to be. At this point, you can't. It's kind of like, remember this, listen, you ready? It's kind of like the stories that we heard when we were children, biblical stories, about how gods descended to earth and slept with mortals and slept with earthly women. What does that look like in this modern era? You've ascended to a God level of beingness. It's the same thing with women, the same way, mortal men. You've ascended to a God level of realization. So if you go out there sleeping with the NPCs, it's the same as the gods descending to earth and sleeping with the mortals. It's like it's like you're back in the cycle, and it's like, am I going to do it again? I'm going to go sleep with those mere mortals again and have earthly children like Hercules? No, we're choosing a higher vibration. Right? So when I have sexual encounters, which I will, when I have sexual encounters, I'm making sure from now on, no more, she fire, I'm handsome, she likes me, I know I'm at a higher level of consciousness than her, fuck it, let me just hit it. No, we can't do that no more. We can't do that no more. I know I can't do that no more. Even though I be wanting to, like, oh, but it's bigger. It's bigger. You are dealing with a body when the lights ain't on. You going into the crib and the lights don't work. You walking in, you try to, ain't nothing on in this motherfucker. Fuck it, I'll just sit here though. Fuck it. It's a nice house though. Basically, oh, she bad, but she don't got nothing in her head. Oh, he's handsome. Oh, he's fine. Isn't he fine, right? Oh, he's fine. Ain't nothing going on in there though. So, I'm just dealing with a vessel that's open to anything. And I'm not even talking physically. Open vessels to spirits and energies and beings and fucking, whoa. You can get a lot of different cords attached to you. And then that's when the monitoring begins. And you can easily be monitoring spirits and all that energy, because you're opening up your womb and you're entering a womb that isn't of a higher vibration, or you're allowing a man to enter you that vibrationally they're not in alignment with you, and you know it, and you're just like, he's just, he got that thing, like that. You got to get over that lust shit. You can have a lustful vibe. It's no different than It's no different than me finding someone attractive. Yeah, I find you attractive. You're beautiful. That's step one. That's eye candy. But, okay, now what? Right? The now what is the most important of all of it. The looks was just the surface. The now what is important because if I'm exchanging energies with you, especially sexual energies, oh my God, especially sexual energies, that's the most powerful energy. That shit'll pull you. Most people that you see in life, when you look at them walking around, they're either looking for something to eat or something to fuck. Pulled by flesh. Most human beings that you see are pulled by flesh. So if you are, again, if you're engaging in any sexual activities with anybody, please make sure that they're of the right vibration. You're taking on energies. You sometimes take on people's karma. You take on a lot of shit when you're dealing with other people sexually. This is why, for me, at the rate that I'm going consciousness-wise and looking to build and looking to, like, really taking this shit seriously, the beings that I interact with sexually, they have to be on that level. They have to be. Like, I can't, lower my energy to deal with it. And it's, like, when I talk to girls, women, and we initially were attracted to each other just based off attraction, and I go into, all right, look, you want to hang out? Let's hang out, blah, 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 blah. We end up hanging out. Chilling, talking, building. During the build, that's when I'm like the old me during the build, because I've been doing this for 13 years. I've been on this path for 13 years. So you can imagine how long it's been in dealing with women in this awakened state. But there's times where I override my own programming. Like, I'll override the program that says, hey, look, you don't want to deal with this person. Like, you don't want to have sexual encounter with this person because they're not ready at all. What are you doing? Yeah, she looks good, but what? And then there's times where I just override it. Like, nah, I'm trying to hit this. I override it. But now I feel like we're in a moment where it's like, nah. It's like, you can't override it. There's no overriding it. Nope. You have to have this conversation with this person, build with them, see where they're at mentally, see where their mind is, and then whatever. And then, to me, that's what arouses me, right? You're fire, great, but when we have a conversation and you start talking about reality, you start talking about life, you start talking about beingness, you start talking about the Most High, you start talking about different dimensions and shit like that, I was like, oh my God. That's something that's rare for awakened individuals to encounter. Most of, whether you're a woman or a man. If you're a woman, it's hard for you to find a truly awakened man. When you're a man, it's hard for you to find an awakened woman that you can actually encounter mentally, spiritually, and sexually, right? To where you're on the same level. That's why we just be dealing with these karmics and just dealing with people that fucking, I just need to get women, I need to get bust down real quick, or man, I need to bust something down real quick. That's what we be like, fuck it, let me just get it off. Are you a Gemini? I'm not. Take a guess what you think I am. Nobody in the chat say it, or I'm blocking you. No, I'm just kidding. Since I awaken, I don't even feel aroused by anything or think. No, you're definitely 100% on point with that. I think more so a Capricorn, no. I think more so than anything, we're in our isolation stage, so we're not really tripping on that. Aquarius, I'm just bringing it up to give you an idea. If you do get on that horny shit, you better be finding somebody or be with somebody that's really on it. Everybody's wrong. Cancer, Leo. No, not a Leo. Let's just say my birthday just passed. If you are not an air sign, then you are a fire sign. I am not. I'm a Virgo, y'all. August 28th, 1990. I'm 35 years old. I am a Virgo. Life path number 1, a day after Michael Jackson and a couple of days after Kobe. So, Virgo life, not the Jada Virgo, not the Jada. Because I know my people be like, oh, Virgo, Jada that made y'all look. I don't give nothing about Jada. That's the dark side. It's the dark side of Virgo. But I embrace that dark side as well. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Happy birthday, peace, gratitude. Oh, yours is Tuesday. Virgo's in the belly. You know what I'm saying? What we talk about? Yeah, let's go. So yeah, look, listen. Don't inbox me if you have intentions on being sexual with me if you ain't got it here. Don't flirt with me. I don't even want to flirt with you. Because it's energy. That's energy as well. Don't flirt with me if you're not there. You can flirt with me all you want. I'm just going to be dry. But I crave depth. I crave sex. I love sex. We're sexual beings. I don't know, it's not a taboo topic. But the point is that we have to do it consciously, even if we're doing it in a recreational way. It has to be conscious. You got to be aware. You got to be in your, I don't know. I'll know though. I don't know, but I'll know when I talk to you. And you can't, and there's no pretending anymore. We're not in a realm where you could be a great actor, right? Like the old third dimension was easy to act. I could pretend like I'm spiritual. I could pretend like I'm this. I can pretend like I care about you. I could pretend in that old realm. But now that shit cracked open. 917 Virgos in the building. 9-7 Virgos in the building. Let's go. Yeah, my Virgos. Huh? Well, I'm a Leo, so. Y'all like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to, only if you feel called to. I appreciate every single one of you for being here. Thank you so much. If you want a book, there's only, I don't know how many is left right now. Depends on how many people inbox me. 812 Leo. But there's only 6 books left. I'll have to pre-order some new ones. But if you do want a book and the 6 sell out, you can just inbox me. I'll put you on the pre-order list and put that book aside, signed, sealed, and delivered to you. My first book is something that I do not ever promote. I don't know why, but my first book, I love my first book. I haven't read it in a long time though. So I'm going to order my first books as well. So if you do want a copy of my first book, hit me up. It is a bit cheaper than my second book. Second book it has a lot more in it. I'm learning. So Magic Music Triumph as a book is about my music reality. It's about the magic of me, and it's about the triumph of all that. But what does that stand, right? Moon, man, T, right? It's a movie. Everything's symbolic. Everything has its own symbolism. Magic, music, triumph, MMT, right? And it's about my music career. It's about my ascension process. I was about 22. I was about 4 years into my ascension process. 3 to 4 years into my ascension process when I wrote this book. 2 years into my ascension process when I wrote my first book about life. But that's neither here nor there. If you want a book, inbox me, please do. All those that have already ordered a book, your book is on the way. The music, all things Movement T. There's a link. It's in my bio. Blame It on Kanye's out now. Letters from the Past. That's an older video that I shot, but I shot it in Dubai. I shot that in 2023. Blame It on Kanye. I shot earlier this year in Egypt. So also Hussein's Back. I shot that in 2023, but I shot that in Egypt as well. So check those out. If you like the music, if you like the vibe, check it out. If you guys want to learn more about NFTs, cryptocurrency, blockchain, book a session. If you want to have a guided meditation, book a session. If you want to just rant and drain my energy, obviously there's going to be some type of compensation there so you guys can drain me because you're compensating me to drain me. $50 for the hour only if you feel called to. We should going to be better than Michael Jackson. 100%. That's a fact. S5 in the building. I'm going to end up pulling up on you, bro. More than likely. See what we got going on. Y'all make sure y'all tap that screen. Don't like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to, only if you feel called to. It's time to release as much as you possibly can. We're releasing old shit. If you got, speaking of the sexual encounters, if you got any beings in your life that you are having sexual encounters with, and I just gave you that revelation, you might want to think twice. Be horny for a little while, right? Be horny for a little while to where you're not doing nothing, though. That's energy. That should get your energy back. I'm telling you. Like I told you, I was in a relationship for almost 4 years. Like I just recently got out of a relationship not too long ago, right? And I've just been chilling. Like I just been vibing. You know what I mean? All my energy's coming back. No funny shit. Like everything's coming back. And now that it's back, it's like, I feel free and I feel like, oh my God, right? But I am, I'm ready. You know me. I'm ready to get back in the game. Not as far as being in a relationship, but having like women. I love women. I love to talk to women, and it doesn't have to be sexual. But women that get it, that are aware, to me, for some reason, is the most fucking amazing thing ever. Even I talk to my dudes and my friends that are aware. That's cool. But there's something about women being aware. I don't know. It's hard to find from my perspective. It's hard to find. Something came up like that in my dreams yesterday, but I have not been interested in anything in regards to what? Be relationship with 3 women now, right? Yeah, right. And at this point, if you got the wherewithal to do it. But no, yeah, be horny for a little while, man. Relax. That's what look. I'm the type that's like, if I feel it, then I feel it, but I'm not forcing nothing. I'm open to it because I'm a sexual dude, but I'm smart now. I'm way smarter than I was. I wasn't before. I was just, oh, you fire? Oh, can you? Oh, yeah, come on, pull up. Oh, yeah, nah, no. Don't even, you can't even be around me at this point because destiny swapping is real. Energy harvesting is real. Vampire type shit is real. For real, no funny shit. That's real spiritual shit. For real. Because your orbit, your aura brings blessings. Your orbit, your aura brings miracles. You bring miracles. You are a miracle. You don't even probably see yourself that way, but you are a walking miracle. Every time you come around, some shit is jumping on. Every time, you can meet with somebody, talk to somebody that you ain't talked to in a while, then you hear from them. Yo, like yesterday, after I talked to you, like a couple hours later, somebody just called me and they offered me. Shit like that happens. Like you're on that type of time. That sounds scary as hell to me. What sounds scary? In what regard? The energy harvesting and destiny swapping? Oh, it's reality. It's reality. People come into your life and try to drain you of every fucking thing that you have, energetically, financially, the whole 9 yards, and they don't want to give anything back to you, but that's a testament to how you feel about yourself. You would have stopped it in its tracks if you really loved yourself. And that's really where we're getting. Stopping shit right in its tracks. Nope. I'm good. What about, I don't care. And I don't care if you're mad. I don't care if you're upset. I'm not really in the business of trying to make you feel good. I'm in the business of actually making sure that I'm okay in self so that I can actually project that love to everybody else. Not some people that are just trying to take me. I've been isolated since I left based on healing because people thrive off pain and others, it's crazy. I agree, but you got to cope with these ideas, with these concepts that if reality is a projection of your consciousness, you're already alone. You're already isolated. You're just surrounded by reflections. You're surrounded by reflections of your consciousness. If that's the case, God is alone. There's only God. There's only consciousness. There's only the one. That's it. So when you're trying to prove something, who are you proving it to? When you're mad at someone, who are you actually mad at? When you say, fuck you, who are you talking to? Who? You're really always alone. And yet you're surrounded and you're never alone. You're alone, but you're never alone. I hope that makes sense. There's other versions of you. There's other beings. And a lot of them do have their own, they're doing their thing, but they're all a part of consciousness, ultimately. And they can't escape consciousness. They're a part of it. You can't escape it. You could only compartmentalize consciousness and form consciousness, move it like sand. Like you can move it into like we did with this realm. We built things from consciousness. We built things from energy. We molded energy into, like I said, like a sandcastle, like a building or a car or a chair or a universe. Right? Makes sense? Of course it does. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. I'm about to get out of here, do my thing, whatever that looks like. You are loved, honored, and appreciated as if you are me because you, in the most literal way, are me. Yeah, lock the fuck in. It's game time. You are loved. If you, again, only 6 books left. If you feel called to purchase a book, please do. If you want a one-on-one session, please inbox me before, because I don't want to, I want to be able to write it out. So let me know and all that good stuff. If you feel called to, you are loved, honored, and appreciated. I will be back sooner than later, maybe. Peace.